My name is Florence Vitia. I'm a French student in the International Riversymposium master's program.
Johnny Sundstrom, I'm from Oregon, USA. I work in watershed restoration and natural resource education, and also am involved in the International River Foundation work, including a twinning project with Sakhalin Island in Russia.
So, Johnny, can you explain me briefly what's your job consists on, what are the projects you are involved in, and where does it take place?
I live and work in Western Oregon, USA, which is on the Pacific coast. We have had severely reduced salmon fish populations, and the forest has been significantly harvested. Those two factors combine to reduce the natural resources, the natural habitat, and we have several endangered species that are forest or river dependent species, and we're trying to bring them back, recover them, both for protection and for productivity of the watershed.
So you told me you're involved in community projects in Russia. You're trying to establish a partnership between Russia and your states?
Yeah, part of the River Prize here in Brisbane, Australia, International River Prize, is the encouragement to engage in sharing your knowledge that allows you to win the prize with other places in the world that may benefit from what your experience is. And we looked across the Pacific Ocean and to other countries, other areas that were suffering from similar problems with fish population, particularly of the salmon. So we are doing what they call twinning, or sharing our experience and expertise on Sakhalin Island in Russia. Also, we're working with the school students in both countries and created a blog, Internet Connection, where the young students can share their experience. One of the things that we've done very recently is we have in Oregon, we have watershed councils, which are community-based organizations that bring together the landowners, the agency people, the political structure, and work together to attempt to develop management strategies for the watershed from the ridge top to the ridge top, from the headwaters to the ocean. We are working to bring that idea to Russia, to work with the people in Russia. The difference is that we rely very heavily on the private landowner to join into this effort with their holdings. In Russia, we don't have the private land. So how do you engage and allow the citizens to get involved? And so what we're doing is trying to encourage them to get educated about their watersheds and natural resource issues. Self-education, visits from academic people with knowledge, so that they themselves can become a credible part of the government's activity. And it's very difficult.
So how is it going? Does it work?
It's at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's at the beginning. And so far we have successfully managed to assist in the creation of 3 watershed councils on Sakhalin Island, and 2 more will be forming in the next year.
So it's pretty good stuff right now.
And they have some projects that they have already begun to take part in.
You feel they are pretty positive with this approach, with the activities you're undertaking?
With the schools, we've had very good response. We're in the next month we'll be offering workshops for how the teachers can utilize computer technology to take the students out into the field, gather information, water samples, inventories, bring them back, put them into the computer system, and develop a curriculum for natural resource education. And that is something that they're very, very receptive to have.
If this initiative works, are you pretty confident that Russian will be able to do the same? To go somewhere else and share their knowledge? Or are they going to just integrate yours and just, alright, we stay here?
Yeah. That is the vision of the International River Foundation, is that when you have a successful twinning, that it will continue to be like ripples when you drop a rock in a pond and those ripples go forward. That would be the hope. And that they themselves would accomplish river management and restoration to the degree that they may qualify to win the prize someday, and then they will also be twinning. And so as this spreads across the world, maybe in the next 10, 20 years, we can have 50 or 60 rivers that are recognized for their accomplishments. Last year, the Riversymposium produced a document called the Brisbane Declaration, and it was to inspire and create parameters for countries around the world to deal with the amount of water that needs to be left in the rivers and in the creeks for aquatic health. And that declaration is moving slowly out through the world, and I'm not sure how successful that's been. There isn't something like that coming out of this year where you could point to it and say, this piece of paper, this document is a statement from the symposium. But once again, when you have people from 50 countries come together and exchange ideas and information, its real value may not be in the products that are generated, but rather in the inspiration that you can take home, that I'm not alone. Not only am I not alone, but people are using the same words in 30 different accents. They're speaking to one another about these issues, and every year there are more people who are committed and passionate and devoted to rescuing the world's river resources. So, as we say in the book that just came out as the 10th anniversary, that many rivers will make a sea of change. And that's the hope. And I think every symposium and every gathering of this type is just one more step forward toward that goal.
Well, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck for it.
How's my makeup?